guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new, hello, my name is Courtney and welcome to my beauty channel. Today we are going to be talking about the newest Wet n Wild collection. I believe it's their spring collection. If not, it's their summer collection, but it's their spring or summer collection, the newest one that they just released. P.S. Please excuse the scrub top. I'm going to work soon, so I have my scrub top on already. Anyways, I have here with me the pink highlighter that they came out with. The name is The Sweetest Bling. This is limited edition. And I also picked up all three of the eyeshadow trios. I did not pick up the lip palette because, honestly, I saw it and the pans inside were like this big with like no product in it, and they honestly looked like that nasty like jelly consistency that you would get out of like a little kid's lip palette. So I was like, ooh, no thank you. Honestly, I don't think many people are gonna really use that, so I just went ahead and picked up the eyeshadows and the highlighter. So as you guys can see, I have my face makeup on minus the highlighter, and then obviously I have no eye makeup on because I'm gonna go ahead and use the eyeshadow trios for you guys, and I'm also gonna use the highlighter. If you don't want to see all of that and you don't care about makeup swatches or anything, then you can just know that I think these are pretty good and I think that you should pick them up. But if you want to see the swatches and you want to see me put them on my eyes, then just keep watching. So this first trio is called Hieroglyphic Heart, and as you can see, there's a really pretty like gold champagne shade, a really nice mauve purpley shade, and then a really pretty bronzy chocolate shade. And I don't know if you guys can tell, but they have like writing imprinted on the shadows. This is supposed to be like for the brow bone, the crease, and the lid. I don't typically buy little trios or anything like this just because honestly I barely ever use them, and most of the time they're not that good. I mean, it depends, but I just feel like I don't ever really use them, and honestly you can't complete a full look with these three eyeshadows. I feel like they're very random sometimes. But these are new, so I wanted to do a review on them. So here are the three swatches. You can see they're pretty good. Some of them don't swatch that well, like from the three trios. Some of them don't swatch that well, but when you put them on the eyes, they work really nice. They actually blend out really nice, and you can see like this shade here, the like crease shade, it doesn't show up that much on my hand. It is a lighter color and I'm pretty pale, so you can't usually see swatches like this on me anyways, but it does show up really nicely on the eyes. You can see that this one had a little bit of like powder in it. It is very soft. All three of these ones are pretty soft. This one isn't as soft, at least in like my trio that I have. This one isn't as soft, but you can see it still has a good color to it. It's not as dark as it looks in the pan, but I still think the pigmentation is pretty good, and I really like this shade here. Next is the trio Will You Marina Me, and again there's another like champagne shade in here, and it's sort of like a satiny chocolate shade, and then this really pretty teal shade. So here are the two side by side, because these two shades and then the chocolatey brown shades look very similar, but as you can see when you put these two together they are pretty different. This one has more of like that reddish undertone to it, and then these ones, they're pretty close. This one is much more yellow toned, and this one's more of like it has a little bit of like a taupey undertone to it, but this is more of like a true yellow gold compared to this one. So here are these three. These ones are not as soft. These are the ones that are like the hardest. I don't want to say the hardest because that sounds bad, but they're not as soft or creamy as the first one that I showed you guys. And these ones you do have to build up a little bit, but they still wear nicely on the eyes. But I would say out of the three, this is probably like the most iffy one. I mean, the blue is okay. It could be much better than this. This shade is pretty nice. I like it, and I don't know if you guys can tell, but this one, like I said, has more of like a reddish undertone compared to that other chocolate brown. And then this one is pretty, just like a basic, you know, champagne gold shade. And the last trio is called Heart and Heavy. Now, this shade right here is not very pigmented. I was expecting it to be like a full, like, I don't know, I was expecting it to look like this, like full opacity, but it's not. It's actually very sheer, and honestly, this could be like a topper or something like that. It's supposed to be for the brow bone, which I would say it is good for the brow bone because it's not that super like bam in your face inner corner highlight. So I do still like it. It's just not what I was expecting. I really like this shade here. And then this one is a little bit sheer also. It's not as pigmented as I was hoping, but it's still pretty. So here are those three. Like I said, you can see that this is very sheer, but it is a really pretty brow bone highlight. And I did build that up. One swipe is like you can barely see anything. This one and the pink shade are not as soft in here. The purple, as you can see, is very nice in pigment, and it is a lot softer. I feel like the less shimmer in these eyeshadows, the creamier and more pigmented they are, which is a little strange. But overall, like I said, they're not bad. I would still say this is pretty decent, and I think that the colors are pretty, so yeah. Last is the highlighter. I personally really like this highlighter. I like a pink highlighter. If you don't, then obviously you're not gonna like this, but I like it. Here is the swatch of it. I think it's really pretty. The pigmentation is good. It's pretty soft, and this is like mixed together. If you want to see like just the middle heart on its own, then here is that. So there is a difference. I feel like you can't really tell on camera, but the heart itself is much more like peach. It has a little bit more of a peachy undertone to it. And then the pink all by itself looks like this. So you can see the pink on itself, it's obviously much more pink. It's definitely a little bit darker on its own, so you can kind of like customize this highlighter if you want and use it however you want. I'm trying to get it to where you guys could see like the difference with the colors. Hopefully you can tell a little bit like this. So anyways, overall, I do really like this highlighter, and I've been using it for the past week or so. So if you do like pink highlighter, like I said, I think you should really pick this one up. Now I'm going to go ahead and put on the highlighter so that I can show you guys what it looks like. I'm going to use just a simple fan brush. So there is the highlight. As you can see, it's pretty good on the face. It definitely gives you a really, really nice glow. So for the eyes, I'm not going to do anything crazy. I'm just going to show you guys how they blend and how they look. So I'm going to go ahead and start with this mauve shade here. Now I'm going to go ahead and take that deep brown shade right there, and I'm just going to go ahead and put this right in the crease. And now also from that palette, I'm going to go ahead and take that shade there, and I'm just going to use my finger to put it on my lid. And now I'm going to go ahead and take this shade here, and I'm just going to take it on a small brush and put it on my brow bone and on my inner corner. Okay, so there you have it. I went ahead and popped on some mascara, and as you can see, the shadows are pretty nice. They blend out well. The pigmentation is pretty good, even if the swatches aren't that great. They do really nice on the eyes. And like I said, I really like the highlighter. I think it gives a really nice glow to the face. So overall, my thoughts on this collection is I think it's pretty good. Obviously, the eyeshadows are not the most amazing eyeshadows in the world, but they were literally $2.99. So, you know, if you're somebody who really just can't afford to buy expensive makeup, or maybe even other drugstore makeup, you're really on a tight budget, or if you really just don't want to spend the money on a really high-end or expensive eyeshadow palette, then these are a pretty good alternative. They're not bad, so I would say go ahead and pick them up if you are interested, and for sure pick up the highlighter. I think it's amazing. So anyways, you guys, those are my thoughts on the collection. You can see what it looks like on my face, and yeah, that's all I have to tell you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to give it a thumbs up, comment down below, and subscribe, and I'll see you all in my next one. Bye guys. Mwah.